Welcome to Talents Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April the 29th, 2025. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw because a lot of people explain things. Seth Rollins explains things. Becky Lynch explained why she attacked Laura Valkyria, all of that, because let's get to Becky Lynch right now. Becky Lynch admitted that she's the one that attacked Bayley at WrestleMania to be picked by Laura Valkyria to team up with her at WrestleMania. And she just thinks that she made Laura Valkyria as a star. She made her a star and all that stuff. Now she wants to, because Laura Valkyria thinks she's all that now. And Becky Lynch is not liking that. Becky Lynch, it sounds like she's just jealous. And she said all this stuff, and she's back and all that stuff. And then Laura Valkyria came out and she said a whole bunch of things as well. And then she wants a fight. She wants a fight, but Becky Lynch walked away. She ran away. But Laura Valkyria says, okay, you don't want to fight here. Let's do it at Backlash. And she says, you wouldn't accept the match until I put this title on the line, the Intercontinental title on the line. So she says she got it. You got the Intercontinental title shot. And she says, I don't want to be a Becky Lynch. I'm the one Laura Valkyria. And then Becky was getting mad and started yelling and getting more mad, yelling outside the ring until she got kicked in the head by Laura Valkyria. Laura, she did a lot of beating her up until Becky Lynch ran away. But when Laura Valkyria was celebrating on top of the stage, holding her title belt, Becky Lynch attacked her from behind. Logan Paul came out, says he did everything he did in the WWE. He didn't really did everything because he only won one title. He didn't do everything. He didn't beat all the top guys. He only beat AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 40. But still, he didn't beat everybody. He lost to Roman Reigns before. He lost to Seth Rollins. So what the heck did you do to earn a shot of the world title? He wants a match against Jey Uso. He wants the world title. And Jey Uso came out. He cooked him. And Logan Paul just wants the world title. And Logan Paul was talking, and then Jey Uso super kicked him in the face. Oh, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to start off the show, we got Seth Rollins coming out to explain the whole thing with him, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman. But what his explanation is that the future runs through Seth Rollins. He says he's the guy that is going to make the future great. He says there's nobody else he could trust to make this future great. And I guess it goes through all of them because they're a faction and all that. But he's all his ego. He's the only one that could stop CM Punk. He was the only one that could stop Roman Reigns. It's always about him. But Sami Zayn came out, interrupted, and he's not happy about this future. The vision of the future of Seth Rollins. And he says, you don't want to be like CM Punk. You don't want to be like Roman Reigns. But you have like a version of a bloodline. And Seth Rollins says, I am nothing like Roman Reigns or CM Punk. But Sami pointed out, you have a wise man, Paul Heyman, and you have your own dog, Braun Breaker. And he says, how are you not like Roman Reigns and CM Punk if you're going to do it like that? So Seth Rollins gave Sami Zayn an option. If you're with him or you against him. And they gave him you had to give him an answer at the end of the night. That is what Sami Zayn has to do. At backstage, Sami Zayn was in the locker room with Otis. Otis hoping that Sami doesn't join them. But Paul Heyman came in the locker room and told Sami Zayn that Seth Rollins is giving him a pass. You won't be a target. And how you're going to do that is that you go to SmackDown. You leave Raw. And you go to SmackDown. And that's the whole, that was the offer. You go to Raw. You leave Raw and you go to SmackDown. And Paul Heyman says, if you go to SmackDown, you could be the #1 contender to the undisputed WWE title after the Backlash match between Randy Orton and Cena. He will be the automatic #1 contender to the title after that match. He will go for the WWE title. So Sami's, and then there's Karen Cross telling him you should choose the right choice. There's Jey Uso. He supports whatever he chooses. But let's see what Sami Zayn chooses. That was in the... I guess I could tell you guys what happened, his decision. But I want to tell you guys what happened to him when we get there. So, ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins came out. And then he had something, I think he called out Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn came out. Seth Rollins gave him some advice. And the advice was to leave. Go to SmackDown. But Sami Zayn talked about his friendship and all that stuff. Sami Zayn talked about his friendship. So has Seth Rollins. But Sami Zayn says, you said you know me. And you know me that I would never back down of fights. So he chooses not to go to SmackDown, and he's against Seth Rollins. He doesn't like the vision of Seth Rollins' future. And then Braun Breaker came out. They had a match in the main event. I'll tell you guys more about the match when we get there. So first match of the evening, we got Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez. A lot of NXT stars are showing up, and I don't think they got called up to the main roster yet. I will look it up. I don't know, but Roxanne Perez this is her second week being on Monday Night Raw. It's her second week being on here. No, it doesn't say that she's on here. On the Raw roster, so I have no idea. Beats me. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley. It was a pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was Rhea Ripley by DQ because of Julia came out. Somehow, there's an alliance between Roxanne Perez and Julia. And they attack Rhea Ripley until Io Sky came out and make the save. Will we see a tag team match between those two? Those four? What are we going to see? I think it could be a tag team match maybe on Raw or something. I have no idea. Rusev will have a match next week as well against Otis. House of Black is having a match this week, and I guess Rusev is having a match next week. I think that's it on that match. There was attack. I got the yawns. We had the War Raiders versus the return of JD McDonough and Finn Balor, the Judgment Day. And there was a lot of things happening in this match. The New Day wanted to shut up. The New Day got attacked by War Raiders by getting throw Finn Balor at them and all that stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was the War Raiders because of Penta. Penta threw JD McDonough off the turnbuckle, and the War Raiders gets the win. We heard that Adam Pearce is not going to be on Raw this week because some doctor told him he's not cleared to be in WWE, go to work. So Nick Aldis is the general manager. So he can't really make all these matches, but he could make... Adam Pearce could be on tax and all that stuff and make things official. Nick Aldis didn't really do much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Backlash, Pat McAfee had some things to say. He got mad at Gunther. There was a lot of swearing happening with this guy. He's pissed because he got knocked out. And ladies and gentlemen, he called out Nick Aldis. And he wants Gunther be his suspension be lifted, that he could get his hands on him. But Nick Aldis said no. But he talked to Adam Pearce. There's one way that we could get his suspension lifted at Backlash. It could be Pat McAfee versus Gunther at Backlash. And it looks like it's happening. Pat McAfee wants to get his hands on Gunther, and that's the only way he could do it. Pat McAfee will have a match this time. Next match, we got Stephanie McCurry versus Ivy Nile, the NXT Women's Champion. That's interesting. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, it was an okay match. It was okay. Before this match happened, Chad Gable had to talk to Penta, and he talked about Ray Phoenix. He says the best part of WrestleMania wasn't Penta losing at WrestleMania. It was his brother, Ray Phoenix, losing to El Grande. Penta attacked Chad Gable, and he mentioned the Lucha Bros, the tag team. Will we get to see them? American Made versus the Lucha Bros? When is the draft happening? And draft Ray Phoenix to Monday Night Raw, or Penta be on SmackDown. I don't care which one it is. And we get the Lucha Bros. I want the Lucha Bros, man. I know what I want to do when he comes out from the DLC in 2K25. I'm making the Lucha Bros. I'm not waiting. I'm making the Lucha Bros. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting closer to the first DLC. Man, it took forever. Well, technically, the first DLC is supposed to be the WrestleMania 41 pack. We don't know when that's coming out. I'm hoping it's coming out somewhere in April, because I don't think they normally do 2 DLCs in one month, in the same month. Like, May, the first DLC comes out. I don't think they're going to do WrestleMania 41 on the same month as the first DLC. Because WrestleMania 41 pack is not really a big pack like the first DLC. Because we got new wrestlers. And we get a new Superstar Persona card in the WrestleMania 41 pack. But that's it. And then we get the WrestleMania 41 arena. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know when that's coming out. And if you guys didn't see, on the World Tour, they added new cities. Now you can get the Shield Seth Rollins, the actual Shield, not the one that's the Royal Rumble 2022. It's the 2014 Seth Rollins. I already got that one because I want to make the Shield. Like the regular Shield 2014 Shield. I was using the 2022 one, but now I can get to use the 2014 Shield. Shield Seth Rollins. I already got a Dean Ambrose. I already got a Roman Reigns. I'm set. So I can't wait to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, I made a show. I made a WWE 2K25 show for my current show and the old school. A underground show. Just only underground show. It was a pretty cool show. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get my champion, but I'm going to do 10 guys getting qualified in the elimination tournament. It's fun. It is a fun time. But speaking of that now, we're not speaking of that. We had Stephanie McCurry versus Ivy Nile. It was a pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was Stephanie McCurry. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the afterwards. After Sami Zayn's decision not joining Seth Rollins' team and doing his future, or leave Raw to go to SmackDown, he's going to be a target. Braun Breaker came out. And then we had a match between Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Sami Zayn wasn't even in his wrestling clothes. He was in his street clothes. But he did it was a pretty decent match. But at the end, Braun Breaker speared Sami. He wouldn't stop. He speared him again. Seth Rollins tried to tell Sami, there's still a chance that you could choose to leave. Sami didn't want to leave. And then he got speared again. The referee was checking on Chad Gable. The personnel was checking on him. And Seth Rollins, this was outside the ring. Seth Rollins gave Braun Breaker the single. and Braun Breaker speared Sami Zayn out his boots outside of the ring. And the match got stopped by referee stoppage. The winner of that match was Braun Breaker. Seth Rollins had some things to say to Braun Breaker in the corner, and he said Sami made his bed, and now he needs to lay in it. And Seth Rollins did the stomp on Sami Zayn to end Monday Night Raw. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys for NXT results. Will we get some explanation of why Trick Williams attacked Joe Hendry at Rebellion in TNA? It looks like he wants the TNA World title because Trick Williams does have the NXT title. So Joe Hendry's not going to get a title of that, get a chance of a championship match for that, but he could defend his TNA World title. It could be a Slammiversary match. It's a big match, but it could be a Slammiversary for TNA. It could be a big one. Or whatever is the battleground for NXT. I don't think they ever had a TNA World title match in NXT. They had the Knockouts title, but they never had the TNA World title get defended on NXT. Will that be a thing? Could it be a thing? I have no idea. It'd be cool to see a TNA World title match on NXT. I can't wait for that, if that happens, or it happens on Slammiversary. Every time I try to watch TNA's pay-per-views on stream, it doesn't work, so I'm hoping it's on NXT, because I can watch it on Netflix. Like, seriously. I can't watch it. All the TNA pay-per-views, I can't watch it. Nobody's streaming it. I'm sad now. But, no, I'm not sad. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is, I saw my weather where I live. It's going to be storming. Awesome. I don't like thunders. I hate loud noises. There's some things I'm okay with, like going to wrestling. There's a loud noises there, but there's some things I don't like. That's loud noises, and it just terrifies me, and I don't like it. Especially thunder. Thunder, thunder, thunder. My balcony got hit by lightning, and my dad was on the balcony. Like, it was a very loud noise. My goodness. I thought it was just a lightning and not a big giant noise. Oh my lordy lord. This was like months ago. And it was terrifying. I was talking to my brother in the bedroom and I still hear the noise. Like, Jesus. It was scary. Thank God I wasn't there when the lightning hit. But I heard it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Time is out. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.